Hey everybody, it's Brian. Thanks for joining me. We're back for our next lesson in the crypto series, and today we're going to talk about mining cryptos. So how do we make money, or could potentially make money, in mining crypto coins? So let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, I always have to remind you that I am not a licensed investment advisor, and I certainly do not pretend to be one here. I'm just showing you the information, the tools, the techniques, things that I've learned through the years, and I hope help you get on with achieving your goals as well. The big takeaway from this slide really is kind of down towards the bottom. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. While there is huge potential upside in trading in cryptos and online businesses, there's also a lot of risk as well. So do keep that in mind. You shouldn't ever trade with money that you can't afford to lose. If you need to read that full disclaimer, I would suggest pausing the video here, taking a moment to read that, and then continuing on when you have a good understanding of what the risks are and how that fits with your personality, strategy, and ability to move forward. So with that said, what is mining? Well, by definition, crypto mining is the process of solving complex mathematical problems. I know a lot of times when we think of mining, we think of doing some sort of a physical activity and getting some sort of a physical reward from doing that activity. In the crypto space, it's all about virtual currencies. We're putting our computers to work for us in order to generate these coins or verify these transactions on the blockchain. And that's what it is. The purpose of mining serves really two things. First, it allows new coins to be minted or created, and that's a reward for running these algorithms. And then secondly, it allows the miners to verify the blockchain ledger. And that's important. It's really important because, remember, blockchain is a decentralized network. And in order to have that, with crypto, we don't have one institution that is, collecting all of the disbursement requests, going through them, verifying them, and then dispersing the funds. This is a peer-to-peer network. It's decentralized. There isn't any one person or one entity controlling it. So we need to have a large chain of responsibility, people that verify what is happening on that blockchain. And that's what the miners do, right? We have this decentralized network, and it's secure because we don't give too much power to any one source. Through the blockchain, everyone kind of works through, and they're kind of at an equal level to verify what's happening from transaction to transaction and ensure that that blockchain doesn't have any fraudulent activity that's taking place on it. So the miners, while they're mining for new tokens or new coins, they're also auditors that are in there. So as these algorithms are being solved, it's also ensuring that the transactions are being done in the way that blockchain specifies or dictates for its rules. This also protects against fraud and forgery of digital assets. When you've got checkpoints being done across multiple networks, across multiple peers, it's very difficult for there to be fraud or forgery of those digital assets. So the big question with that being said is, well, okay, great, but how do I make money with it? How do I make money with mining? Well, money can be made in two ways when you're mining. One, it can be made by collecting the coins that are mined, putting them in your wallet, and then transferring them to an exchange and selling them there, right? So we can make money by collecting those newly minted coins and selling them on the open market. The other way to make money with mining is through the transaction fees. So when you're a part of the blockchain, when you're mining, you're a part of that blockchain, and there are transaction fees attached to the transactions that you're verifying and inserting into the next block, and you can make transaction fees on those. It's small, but it is additional funds that are able to be made. So what do you need to start mining? Well, mining has a barrier of entry. There is a fixed expense when it comes into mining that you have to lay out right up front, and then there's kind of an ongoing expense as well. So you need, first, a mining rig, and a mining rig would consist of basically a computer with high-speed graphics cards. It'll have mining software installed on it, and then you'll also need a wallet. And then you'll need electricity to run that, and so on and so forth. You'll also want to determine if you're going to be part of a mining pool or not. What a mining pool is it's a pool of multiple miners that are getting together solving these algorithms, and it helps create some consistency in the expected return of the mining efforts. That's something we can get into in more detail at another time. But at the high level, what we need is a mining rig, mining software, and a wallet. That mining rig, if we want to break it down a little bit further, would consist of a motherboard that has slots for 6 or more GPUs, which are graphic processing units, graphic cards. It would have a CPU, which is that central processing unit that tells the computer how to operate. It would have those 6 GPUs installed, those 6 graphic cards. It would have an OS, an operating system, probably Windows 10, and it would have mining software installed. It's really pretty basic. It's just a bare bones system that we can set up, or we can plug it in, we can set it up, and then we can let it run to accomplish its task of mining for these products. I will give you a link if you're interested in building your own. I'll put a full list in the members area of the components that you would need to build your own mining rig. Now, you can either build your own or you can buy one online. They vary in price, and you can find them as inexpensive as $2,500, and then you can go up from there depending on the number of GPUs and what you're trying to accomplish, what coins you're mining for, and what you're trying to accomplish with that unit. It is a fairly high barrier of entry, and the ability to be profitable really is determined by what you're mining. And you can find out more about that via these websites. There's a couple out there. I just put 3 here on the list. You can go to whattomine.com, CryptoCompare, or NiceHash. And any of those websites will have a profitability calculator listed on that website. What you can do is you can put in the parameters of your machine or your mining rig, which really comes down to the hash rate, which is how quickly the graphics cards that you have are processing certain pieces of data. When you put in that hash rate, your power cost, your initial hardware cost, it will spit out for you the profitability hourly, daily, weekly, so on and so forth. Some things to keep in mind would be what coin you're mining and what your initial costs actually are. Right now, as of recording this video, we're in mid-July of 2019, mining is not very profitable. If you don't already have a paid-for rig, you won't pay for it for many, many, many months down the road. If you've already got a paid-for rig and all you're doing is paying electricity costs, you'll probably generate a little bit of money every month on it. And as the cryptocurrencies begin to increase in value again, mining becomes much more favorable. But right now, with the value of crypto being down, the cost of mining outweighs the value of the tokens that you'd be mining for. But it is a viable solution and a viable way to passively make income once those machines are paid for. It just really comes down to understanding your costs behind it. So, quick summary, mining actually is fairly easy. It doesn't take a whole lot to set up. If you're building a machine and you have a little bit of computer experience and computer knowledge, you could probably build a machine in 3 to 4 hours. Or you can purchase one online that's already built. I'll put a couple of resources in at the end of this. But mining is pretty easy, and it can create a nice passive income for you, especially as the currencies begin increasing in value. Things that are very important are the hardware. So, the faster the GPU, the more of the better hash rate you have on the GPU certainly matters. You want to be in a location where you've got fairly low electricity costs, and then also what to mine comes into play. And of course, I mentioned a couple of websites and a couple of resources. Those will be linked below this video in the members area, so you'll be able to find the links to go to the profitability calculators, a couple of websites if you'd like to purchase a pre-made machine, and then, of course, that build list that I mentioned earlier if you're interested in building your own. Again, it's not something I've ever delved into. I have some friends that mine. As of right now, the few friends I have that are mining have told me that their mining machines are off. It's actually costing them more to mine than it's worth with the coin values. But as coin values begin increasing, they'll turn them back on. These are paid-for machines, so it'll just be passive income for them moving forward. So it's a pretty neat way to go, but it does have a larger barrier of entry when you consider that upfront cost that has to be recouped before you see return on investment. All right, so anyway, that's it for now. We'll have another lesson coming out soon in which we will discuss masternodes and how those work to create passive income for us as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.